it won't be hard. So I think you will be able to do it by referring my notes and try to do individually and score best marks out of 30. I think I will be out of 5 altogether. I am planning to give 2 quizzes and 2 assignments. So submit it on or before 8th of November. I already sent the Google folder for you guys. So do it. And so today we'll move on to the today's lecture. And before moving to the lecture, I'm really very sorry that I couldn't be able to do the lectures on yesterday because of unavoidable reason. I'm really very sorry for that. That's why I take this time because we need to complete. This is the 3 credit session, and we need to complete so many things in the chemistry. That is why I take today also. So now we'll move on to the today's session. So I think last time also we talked about the occurrence of metals. Some metals in their free state. That means we can find gold as gold. Say, for example, there are gold mines available. It's not readily available in Sri Lanka. It's available in African countries. They extract gold from the soil. Sri Lanka also, in some people using the rivers, river mining. They mine the soil in the rivers, and they find gold. And silver also we can find it as it is, but many metals exhibit as compounds. That means they are naturally occur as minerals. So that metal combined with something, combined with another anion, so with other elements, so something. But and the other thing is mineral can be found in sand, soil, sand or soil, and the other thing is it must have it must has it contain impurities because those are readily available in sand and soil. So these impurities are known as gangu, and the percentage of the gangu is always higher than that metal composition. So from those impurities, to separate the pure metal from those impurities, we can use different kind of extraction methods. But in this session, you won't learn about the extraction of metals. Okay, so we'll see some examples about the common compounds. Okay, so we can find aluminium as the bauxite. You need to memorize the name, common name. That means if it is asked the common compounds of iron, you need to write it as a hematite, or you need to write the chemical formula Fe2O3. For aluminium bauxite or Al2O3.2H2O. Well, Leandoni common compound can write it can be found many metals some metals can be found as the free metals, examples gold and silver. Many metals can be found as minerals, and they combine with other compounds and they form minerals. So oxides, carbonate, sulfide, sulfate, nitrate, halide, silicate, phosphate, and you need to write example for each and everything. For you say for oxide, you need to write one example. Aluminium present as bauxite, calcium present as limestone or magnesite. That is how you need to write. If it is asked as a question, you need to write that way. Those all are theory. At least you need to memorize one of the examples from those things. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Those all are theory. Then we'll move on to the alloys. Alloys are also the metals, but the difference between alloys and metal is metal contain only one type of element, but alloys are made from the combining two or more metallic elements, especially to give greater strength and resistance to corrosion. We are using alloys mainly to resist the resistance for corrosion. Corrosion කියලා කියන්නේ මලකඩ කනවා විකාදනය කියලා කියන්නේ I don't know whether you know that. අර මලකඩ කනවා කියලා කියන්නේ යකඩ මලකඩ කනවා වගේ මෙටල් විකාදනය වෙන එක වළක්වන්න තමයි අපි මෙටල්ස් වලට වඩා ශක්තිමත් එකක් ගන්න alloys and metal. It contain two metals. That is the alloys. Brass is alloy. Did you get it? එතන පිත්තල හදලා තියෙන සිංකුයි මෙටල් දෙකම එකතු කරලා. යාලගේ composition can be differ, but you need to memorize those definitions also. Metals made by combining two or more metallic elements to get greater strength and resistance to the corrosion. There are properties. It has hardness, tensile strength, malleability. That means the alloys also have the same properties as metals, but in addition to that, it has a greater ability to resistance for corrosion. Okay, metals වල තියෙන properties මම මෙයාලගේ තියෙන. මොකද metals වල combine කරලා තියෙන. ඊට අමතරව corrosion resistance කියන එක තියෙනවා. Okay, these are some examples for resistance. These are some examples for alloys: steels, bronze, brass, aluminium. Aluminium is aluminium. Okay, and the nichrome, titanium, beryllium, copper mixture. Nickel also not nickel element, aluminium also element, and copper nickel combination and niobium. Those are some of the examples for alloys. We'll see their uses. The brass is made from copper and zinc. Brass hadila tiyena copper zinc වලිනුයි. There are uses. It's used as machine bearings. round තියෙන machine හදද්දී එක එක ඒවා හදනවා. And jewelry, electrical objects, metallic parts of the door furniture, water pipes. ගොඩක් කලාවට දොරවල් වලට අල්ලන මේ කෑලි. ඒ කියන්නේ දොරවල් ජනෙල් වලට අල්ලන සරණේරු එහෙම හදන්නේ brass වලින්. Because of its corrosive resistance and corrosion resistance, in addition to that, its luster. ඒකේ තියෙන shine එකට. The bronze is made from the copper and tin. Bronze is like this. Rose gold වගේ කියන්නේ bronze කියන එක. And we use it to make machine parts and ornaments like necklaces and casting. And duralumin, it is made from the aluminium, copper and magnesium mixture. There are three metals. Aircraft construction and bicycle parts and small boats are constructed using duralumin. Solder means lead and tin. It can used as a connector for electrical wiring. Magnesium is a mixture of aluminium and magnesium. Aluminium and magnesium, and that is also used for the aircraft construction and small boats. Alnico, it is made from the aluminium, nickel and cobalt. Don't think about the ferromagnetism. You don't know that term, so this is not needed to memorize about the ferromagnetism. So alnico are used for generators, electric motors and mass spectrophotometry. It is used for the plates, ornaments and drinking mugs. The stainless steel, it is very important. Stainless steel, this is the stainless steel. Stainless steels are made from iron, from combination of iron, chromium, and nickel. Cutlery, kitchen sinks, surgical instruments are made from the stainless steel. These are highly resistant for the corrosion. And hard steel, it is made from the iron and carbon. For the steels, iron element is mandatory. Iron යකඩ තියෙන්න ඕනේ steel වල මොනවා වුණත් එක compound එකක් විදිහට. Antimony means a element. Antimony capital S simple B තමයි එයාගේ මේ symbol එක. එයා element එකක්. එයා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි පාවිච්චි කරනවා ඒක metalloid එකක්. ඒකේ මේ antimony metal එකක් කියලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. antimony වල තියෙන properties එයා amphoteric properties තියෙන එයා acid එක්කත් react කරනවා, bases එක්කත් react කරනවා. චුට්ටකින් antimony this is the 51. That is antimony is the metalloid. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒකේ metallic properties තියෙනවා non-metallic metal and non-metal වල මැද තමයි metalloid තියෙන්නේ. එදා මම කියා දුන්නා. So metalloids, one of the metalloid is antimony. Antimony වල metallic properties උත් තියෙනවා, non-metallic properties උත් තියෙනවා. Okay, so but we take it as a metal. We can take it as a metal also. And then for the hard steel, it is made from iron and carbon. Cutting tools, razor blades, chisels are made from the hard steel. Tungsten steel is made from the iron and tungsten. Edges of the high-speed cutting tools are made from the tungsten steel. So at least you need to memorize 5 examples from that. Because if it is asked, write the 5 examples of alloys and its composition and their uses. You need to memorize 5 among this. පහක් මතක තියාගන්න, that's all. ඊට වඩා මතක තියාගන්න යන්න එපා. ලේසි ටිකක් මතක තියාගන්න. Users එකක්වත් මතක තියාගන්න ඕන. So for the industrial application, because you are doing this is for the chemistry for technology now, so you need to memorize the industrial applications. If you have any doubts up to now, please tell me. Then if you don't have any doubts, I'll move on to the non-metals. Make doubts නැත්නම් non-metals වලට යන්නම්. පාඩම් කරගන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. Okay. Okay, non-metals. Non-metals are these are the non-metals. This red color indicates the non-metal. So I think only 18 or 17 elements present in the whole periodic table. So these are small group of elements on periodic table. When we compare it with metals, it is very small. And these elements are located on the right hand side of the table. Left hand side contain metals. Middle of the side contain yeah, you can print out, take the print out. ඔයාලට PDF එකේ print එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක කිසිම issue එකක් නැහැ. පාඩම් ගන්න කියන මම මෙච්චර lengthy note එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා ඔයාලට පාඩම් කරගන්න ඕන හින්දා ඔයාලා මේකට අමතරව වෙන notes ගන්න ඕනි කියලා මම හිතන්නේ නැහැ. If you can, I took all notes from chemistry for technology. That this is the reference. The references. This is the I took all the references, all the things from the Jane and Jane engineering chemistry book, and the other thing is I used A-level resource book also for some some notes, but it is not very reliable, available resource book. It is, but because in some cases it is not acceptable. Please go through my handouts. Take the, if you can't look it as a soft copy, you can take the hard copy, take the printout and study. ඔයාලා එක hard copy එකක් අරගෙන පාඩම් කරන්න. මේකට අමතරව ඕනේ කියලා නම් මම හිතන්නේ නැහැ. Oh, this non-metal includes the group. Non-metal contain halogens. Halogen means group 17 elements. These are known as halogens. Here, this is the group 17. Now, can you see? We call this group as, the common name of this group is halogens. For the group 18, the common name of that group is noble gas. Okay, so those are also we can identify those are also as non-metals. Halogens, I will type it as group 17. The noble gases. It is as group 8. Okay, so usually nonmetals are colorful. Most nonmetals may form called allotropes. Allotropes means ඒකට සිංහලෙන් කියනවා බහුවරණ. What is that term? The carbon has 3 types of allotropes: diamond, graphite, and fullerene. It means allotropes. For the chemical elements, it can exist as many forms, other than even though they have same physical status, but they are in different forms. Those are called as allotropes. Allotropes කියලා කියන්නේ එකම element එක තියෙන ඒවා ඉන්න physical states තුනයි තියෙන්නේ, gas or liquid or solid. එයාලා ඉන්න physical state එක එකමයි. හැබැයි ඉන්න විදිහ වෙනස්. So for in case of carbon, it has 3, not the 2. It has 3 carbon, graphite, and fullerene. Did you come to university? To the technology faculty? ඔයාලා technology faculty එකට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙද? Physically? ආවද? Physically faculty එකට ආවද? අලුතින් හදපු එකට? බය වෙන්න එපා කතා කරන්න. ඒකේ තියෙන fullerene එක. ඒකයි මං කියන්නේ. You didn't come. When you come to university, I think you will be able to come to the university at the end of the semester to write the exams. I think in the basement there is a buckyball. Buckyball means fullerene. So you can, it is made from the 60 carbon atoms. Oh, sorry. I am really very sorry. ඔයාලා තාම දැකලවත් නැහැ. අලුතින් faculty එක පුදා ලස්සනට තියෙනවා. ඒක I think it is it consists of 6 floors. I also don't remember. It is newly established faculty. I think 28th of August. It is open 28th. It was open in 28th of August. So I think end of this year you will be able to see it from your eyes. It is actually really beautiful faculty. I think it is the newest faculty, largest faculty in your university. So when you come, you will have a look. Okay. එච්චර හිතන්න එපා. ඔයාලා ආවහම අපි බලමු ඒක ලස්සනයි. අලුතින්මනේ හදලා තියෙන්නේ. And there are lots of labs. ගොඩක් lab තියෙනවා. You will be able to get the all facilities. Okay, we are trying to take you, I think for the end of the December, you will be able to come for your exams. Okay, so එතකොට දැන් කාබන් තියෙනකොට කාබන් තියෙන පුළුවන් විදි තුනක් තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි graphite, අනිත් එක diamond, අනිත් එක polonium. සල්ෆර් ගත්තත් සල්ෆර් තියෙන පුළුවන් ක්‍රම 3-4ක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අත්‍තරම අපි ඒවා තියෙන්නේ ඔක්කොම solids ඝන විදිහට තමයි තියෙන්නේ, but still their shape is different. So usually non-metals are poor conductors of heat and electricity. It has low boiling and melting points. They are not malleable or ductile, so they form brittle solid. ඒක බිමට දැම්මම බිඳෙනවා. So and non-metals include, non-metals contain in any physical states in as a solid, liquid or gases at room temperature. Metals, when we talked about the metals, only there is a one metal. It is in liquid form at the room temperature. It is mercury. But here non-metal is existed as solid, liquid and gases still. Say for example, if we talk about we can't breathe without oxygen. Oxygen is a gas. It is also non-metal. Oxygen කියන්නේ gas එකක්. ඒක non-metal එකක්. Okay, I think you iodine. You know iodine? Iodine, we are using it for the some creams, some drugs, ointments. We are using iodine. Betadine cream also made from the using 5 or 10% of iodine. Iodine is exhibited as solid form. Iodine is solid. So when we talk about bromine, I don't know the examples of bromine. So but bromine is existed as liquid. Solid, liquid, gases කියන forms තුනෙන්ම හම්බෙනවා. Hydrogen කියන්නේ non-metal එකක්, යා gas එකක්. Oxygen non-metal එකක්, යා gas එකක්. Chlorine non-metal එකක්, යා gas එකක්. ඒ විදිහට so many can found. So all the non-metals. Non-metals consist as solid, liquids and gases. So the examples of non-metals are as follows. These are the examples: hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, selenium. Halogen elements means group 17. All the group 17 elements are non-metals. Okay. And the noble gas. Noble gas means group 18 elements. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Halogen compounds are, halogen elements are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene, tennessine. Okay, the properties of, then we'll move on to the properties. Those are the properties of metals. It has high ionization energies. That means it is in the right hand side now. So if we need to remove electrons from their valency, we need to give high energy. That is why high ionization energy is needed. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට මෙයාගේ පිටතම shell එකේ තියෙන electron එකක් අයින් කරන්න ඕන. If we need to remove an electron from the outermost shell, the energy we need to give for that is very high. It is called ionization energy. तर අපිට මෙයාගේ පිටතම shell එකේ තියෙන ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන එකක් රිලීස් කරගන්න ඕන, රිමූව් කරගන්න ඕන නම් ඒකට දෙන්න ඕනි high energy එකක්. අන්නේ energy එක තමයි high ionization energies. කියන්නේ යාලා electrons අයින් කරලා ions වෙන්න කැමති නැහැ. So those have high ionization energies. Mahesha Hera. කමක් නැහැ පුතා. You can leave. It's okay. Mahisha Hera. Mahisha Hera. You can leave. It's okay පුතා. You can ask this from your friend. ඔයාලා මේකේ ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් මේක යාළුවෙක්ගෙන් අහගන්න. මම නෝට් එක දෙන්නම්. ඒක යාළුවගෙන් අහලා තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් මට මගෙන් අහන්න. Okay, you can leave Mahesha Hera. Since it is heavy rain, it is very you won't be able to listen to me and it is very dangerous now. So you may leave Puta. Mahesha Hera, you may leave. Okay, okay. Okay, others you need to stay. Others has to stay. Okay, so and they have high electronegativity. Vidyut Rinathav. Do you know I didn't go these things because you have very huge curriculum. I don't know how to complete it within 3 credits. ඔයාලට තියෙන curriculum එක කොහොමද කරන්න කියන්නේ මම දන්නේ නැහැ credits 3කින්. මට තියෙන පැය 45යි. හරිද? ඒ හින්දා මම මේ high ionization energy, high electronegativities මම මේවා definition වලට දීලා නැහැ. මොකද ඒවා දෙන්න කියලා නැහැ. That is why I didn't go through it. මොකද I don't have time because I need to I think I already gave you the curriculum. It has very huge syllabus. Or else you have a handbook, you can go through it. I don't know how to complete it. So far I only completed I think only one session. I took more than 6 I took I think more than 6 hours for that one. ඔයාලගේ curriculum එක ගොඩාක් ලොකුයි ඒ හින්දා මම මේ definitions වලට ගිහින් නැහැ. I'm really very sorry. මොකද මට මේ හැමදේම දෙන්න උනොත් ඔයාලට මේක කරන්න බෑ. ඔයාලට අනික ගොඩ lengthy වෙනවා. මට ඒතකොට ප්‍රශ්න හදාන්න පුළුවන් තැන් ටික වැඩි. එතකොට ඔයාලට ගොඩක් අමාරු වෙන හින්දා මම මේවා දුන්නේ. So the electronegativity means the ability of electrons to ability of an element to take electrons to that element. මොකක් හරි element එකකට එයාගේ පැත්තට electrons ඇදලා ගන්න තියෙන හැකියාව තමයි electronegativities කියලා කියන්නේ. So it is also high in non-metals. And they are poor thermal and electrical conductors. It is brittle solid little or no metallic cluster. Gain electrons easily and electrons less in gannawa. Dull, not metallic sign, although they may be very colorful. So මෙයාලගේ part in තියෙනවා. Lower melting points and boiling points than the metals. මෙයාලගේ තියෙන boiling points, melting points මෙයාලා boil කරන්න ඕනි point දෙන්න ඕනි temperature එක අඩු. So then we'll move on to the uses of non-metals. There are many non-metals. These are the sum of non-metals. Sulfur is used for making sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and the salt of metals. Salt of metal means sodium sulfate, magnesium sulfate. That kind of metals can be made from the sulfur. Sulfur is sulfuric acid. It is the strongest acid. Not the strongest acid, one of the strong acids in the world. Sulfuric acid. And for the then oxygen. Oxygen is used for the respiration. And the burning of fuels. When we can get the fuels by burning hydrocarbons. For burning purposes, we need oxygen. Then, නිකන් petrol එක නිකන් තිබ්බා කියලා ඇවිලෙනවද නෑනේ? ඒකට energy එක දෙන්න ඒක oxidize වෙන්න ඕන. If it is oxidized only, it gives the energy, it releases the energy. Okay, then for the nitrogen, nitrogen is used to make the ammonia, which is one of the most important thing to make fertilizers. For ammonia, nitrogen only. So hydrogen, ammonia is a combination. Ammonia is the compound made from the one nitrogen atom and three hydrogen atoms. Ammonia had a nitrogen atom, hydrogen so for that, so hydrogen is also needed to make ammonia, and as a fuel in rockets fuel like we did hydrogen and for the welding purposes. And chlorine, as you all know, it is used to kill the germs in water. And iodine, we use it as the antiseptic. Okay, those are the uses. You need to memorize 2 or 3 applications of nonmetals. Then we'll move on to the metal corrosion. Okay, metal corrosion is the natural process that occur when metals and other materials undergo reactions with their environment, resulting in their gradual deterioration. What is that? Okay, metal corrosion means it is the natural process. Sometimes, say for example, corrosion means we call it. If we keep iron nail in a water, what will happen? It will make the rust. That means malakadahari. That is also a corrosion. Corrosion. So it is natural process. If elements, if metals reacts with some other materials such as water, oxygen, corrosive substances, it can undergo chemical reactions, and as a result, it is gradually deteriorated. That means it lost its properties. That means it can result rust. That means or tarnish. Tarnish means okay. So you need to memorize the definition of the metal corrosion. These are the factors affecting for the corrosion. If some metals exposed to air containing carbon dioxide, sulfur trioxide, and oxygen. O2 also there. O2. Okay. If some metals exposed to the gases, it can be corrode. And exposure of metals to moisture, especially salt water. Say for example, I already told you, if we put a metal nail, iron nail into the water, it will corrode, or else it gives rust. That means it malakada. So the other thing is, If there are salt water, we immerse it. We immerse, say for as a practical. If we take 2 beakers, and to the 1 beaker, if we put water, normal water, and to the other beaker, if we get salt water, and we immerse same type of iron nails to both, you will observe uh, the salt water contain iron nail is uh, rusted more easily than the normal water. දැන් අපි beakers දෙකක් අරගෙන එකකට normal වතුර දාලා අනිකට ලුණු වතුර දාලා ඒ දෙකටම iron nails දෙකක් දාලා දෙපොත් ඉක්මනට මලකට ගන්න salt water තියෙන එක. එතකොට it increases the rate of corrosion. එතකොට salt water corrosion වෙන වේගය වැඩි කරනවා. And if the metal contain impurities like sodium chloride, it also affect for its corrosion. And the temperature, increase in temperature increases the corrosion. Temperature වැඩි වෙන්න corrosion එක වැඩි වෙනවා. And the fifth one, nature of the first layer of oxide form. That means some metals, if it is exposed to sunlight, it forms oxides. It is an insoluble protective layer. Say for example, aluminium is exposed to air. It forms aluminium oxide. It prevents the further corrosion of aluminium. And the other one is the presence of acid in the atmosphere. And when there are acids, it also increase the process of corrosion. Acids acid then air, the gases, moisture and salt water, increase in temperature, presence of acid are increase in the corrosion. Corrosion but oxide formation in some metals are reducing the rate of corrosion. Samahara elements may have an oxide corrosion. Okay, then these are the corrosion examples. I think I already told you about the brass. Some statues are made from the brass. Brass means it contains copper and zinc. Copper zinc එකතුලානේ brass හදන පිත්තල වලින් හදපු ප්‍රතිමා. නැත්නම් ගෙදර තියෙන මොනහරි ointments, jewelries බලන්න පිත්තල වලින් හදපුවා ටික කාලයක් යනකොට it gets blue green color. It is due to the corrosion of copper. එහෙම වෙන්නේ copper වල corrosion එක හින්දා. Okay, then silver tarnishing. The many spoons are made from the silver, and after some times you will observe black color due to silver sulfide layer in silver in that is spoon. It is also due to corrosion of silver. It is that means it loses its shiny surface. Can you see that? This is the polished spoon and that is the tarnished spoon. I think you all have seen it. And next one will be very popular example. It is the corrosion of fire. We know it as rusting. That means rusty means malagadakanam. So when iron contacts with air or water, the rusting can be occurred. Rusting the reaction could be seen as a typical electrochemical cell reaction, but I didn't give you the cell reaction. That means if we talk about the electrochemical cells, we need to talk about the cathode and anode. But I didn't include it. So first, what will happen if there are ferrous? There are ferrous. Not there are iron atoms in iron. No? If say for example, the metal ion. If there is a metal ion rod, okay, it contains metals. If it is exposed to air or water, I will explain it in Sinhala also. Air or water, it will lose electrons and it forms the Fe2+. This is known as the ferrous. Okay, then the electrons lost will move to the other side where they combine with H+ ions. And H+ ions become, that means that removed electrons are taken by the H+ and they formed H2O or H2CO3. And then this Fe2+ react with the oxygen, form Fe2O3. Fe2O3, when F2O3 with the hydrated form, it is known as the Prastro molecule. Then මෙහෙමයි. හරිද? රස්ටිං කියන එක වෙන්න පුළුවන්, මලකඩ කනවා කියන එක වෙන්න පුළුවන් යකඩවල. ඒක එයා. ඒ කියන්නේ වායු ගෝලයට නිරාවරණය වුණොත් හරි, වතුරට නිරාවරණය වුණොත් හරි තමයි. මේකෙදි මුලින්ම වෙන්නේ මෙටල් අයන් එකක් නේ තියෙන්නේ. මෙටල් රෝඩ් එකක් නේ තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට මේකේ තියෙන අයන්. අයන් ඇටම්ස් තියෙනවනේ. අයන් ඇටම්ස් එක්ස්පෝස් වුණොත් වාතයට හරි වතුරට හරි එයා මුලින්ම මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් රිලීස් කරනවා. ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන දෙකක් රිලීස් කරලා ෆෙරස් හදනවා. Fe2+. මෙන්න මේ නිදහස් වෙච්ච ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන දෙක දෙන්නේ එයා ඒ ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන දෙක වතුර තියෙනවා. වතුරේදී මොකද වෙන්නේ? වතුරේ තියෙනවා H+ ions. Okay, එතකොට එයාලා H+ ions එක combine වෙනවා. ඒක අපිට අදාළ නැහැ. එතකොට මේ Fe වලින් electrons නිදහස් වෙලා හදන Fe2+ ion එක මොකද කරන්නේ? එයා වායු ගෝලයේ තියෙන ඔක්සිජන් එක රියැක්ට් කරලා Fe2O3 හදනවා. මෙන්න මේ Fe2O3 එළියේ තියෙන වායු ගෝලයේ තියෙන වතුරත් එක්ක එකතුලා hydrated form එක හදනවා. ඒකට අපි කියන රස්ට් එක නැත්නම් මලකඩ කියනවා. This figure shows the rust. Okay, the fourth one is corrosion of zinc when it reacts with oxygen and HCl to form white colored zinc chloride. Zinc corrosion වෙනකොට එයා white color zinc chloride layer එකක් හදනවා. Corrosion of zinc, tin corrosion වෙනකොට එයා හදනවා black color layer එකක්. When corrosion of zinc is happen, it reacts with oxygen and HCl forms a zinc chloride. And for the corrosion of tin, it forms black colored compound. මේක තේරුම් නැති කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් මට කියන්න. If you didn't get this, don't hesitate to talk with me. These are your day-to-day experiences. ඔයාලා දිනදා ජීවිතේදී දකින දේවල් තමයි මේ. Okay, since you don't have any questions, okay, please memorize how this will happen. If I give this as a question, you must explain this with the proper diagram also. Diagrams with effects of corrosion. Usually, when it happens to the natural resources, it is the waste of natural resources. And the other hand, it is the very hazardous situations. That means building structures. If some building structures are made from the iron, යකඩ වලින් හදලා තියෙනනේ. Iron, it becoming weak and unstable. And then if there are some weak, because of the weak buildings made from the iron or some metals, accident can be occurred. And unwanted failures, cracked pipelines, bridge collapsing, transport vehicle crashes, and other catastrophes can be occurred. ඒ කියන්නේ natural resources නාස්තියක් වෙනවා corrosion එක හින්දා විකාදනය කියන්නේ. අන්තිමේ තමයි hazardous විසසහිත දේවල් මේවා වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ buildings weak වෙලා unstable වෙන්න පුළුවන් metals වලින් හැම හදලා තියෙනවා නම් ඒ වගේම corroded parts හින්දා මේ විකාදනය වෙච්ච කොටස් හින්දා accidents වෙන්න පුළුවන්, unwanted failures, pipe පුපුරන්න පුළුවන්, pipelines, and bridge collapsing. So then we'll move on to prevention of corrosion. For the prevention of corrosion, we can use some methods. Electroplating, you may have heard about the electroplating. Usually, we can plate some layers using that electroplating technique. That means if there are any metal or jewelry, we can plate gold to it. Metal jewelry is gold apply gold plate මේ අතින් ගන්නවා කියන එක නෙමෙයි. ඒකට method එකක් තියෙනවා. Electroplating, you can search it. And galvanization means if there are any tin means tin කියන්නේ tin වලට නෙමෙයි. Tin means it is an element. We are using tin 17 එක කියන්නේ 17 එකේ tin තියෙනවා. 17 has a tin element, and above this tin element layer, zinc is plated. That is the galvanization. ඒ කියන්නේ tin කියන tin ඉක්මනට මලකඩ කරනවා. tin මලකඩ කරන එක වළක්වන්න galvanize කරනවා කියලා zinc layer එකක් අල්ලනවා. Google it and get the rough idea about those things. Anodization, passivation, biofilm coatings, anti-corrosion protective coatings, painting and greasing, use the corrosion inhibitor or drying agents, periodic cleaning of metal surface. Metal surface clean කරනවා. So these are the methods to prevent corrosion. So guys, you don't need to describe all each and every method, but you need to memorize at least 5 methods of corrosion prevention. Corrosion එක නැති කරන prevent කරන ක්‍රම පහක්වත් ඔයාලා දැනගෙන ඉන්න ඕන. Okay, then we'll move on to the another section. It is about the chemical reactions. Okay. This is the chemical reaction means if there are some reactants means chemicals initially involved in the reaction. Say for example, a carbon and oxygen are reactants. Carbon combined with oxygen and that they form products as the carbon dioxide. මුලින්ම මොකක් හරි reaction එකකට සහභාගී වෙන අයට අපි කියනවා the chemicals initially participated for the reactions are called reactants. And the substance formed from a chemical reaction is called product. The reaction එක උනාට පස්සේ හැදෙන කෙනා product එක reaction එක පටන් ගන්න කලින් ඉන්න අයට කියනවා අපි reactants කියලා. So the definition of chemical reaction is it is a process by which one or more substances called reactants are changed into one or more substance called products with different physical and chemical properties. එයාලගේ physical properties උත් වෙනස් වෙනවා, chemical properties උත් වෙනස් වෙනවා. reactants වලට chemical reaction and chemical reactants වලින් products හදන process එක අපි කියනවා chemical reaction කියලා. If you have any doubts, you can ask. The evidence of chemical reactions can be checked by color change, formation of precipitate, release of a gas, energy change, or odor change. I think in your O levels, you may have, I think you all formed the electrochemical cell with the copper sulfate. After some time, okay, with say for example, we used a copper electrode and zinc electrode, you will observe the copper color is degraded. Color intensity of the copper is decreased. Do you have that experience? That is due to chemical reaction. The electrochemical cell එකක් හදලා copper sulfate electrolyte එකට use කරලා copper zinc electrodes වල use කරලා electrochemical cell එක හදනවා. ටිකක් වෙලා යනකොට copper sulfate එකේ පාට අඩු වෙනවා. ඒ මොකද chemical change එක. And in some cases, when we dissolve sodium hydroxide in a water, sodium hydroxide again water react කරනකොට you will feel the heat. That is also due to chemical reaction. රසයක් ගන්නවා අතට. Then all hamoma, do you all have did you do you have experiences about in glucose? Do you all have used glucose? Hamom පාවිච්චි කරලා glucose? Do you eat glucose? කනව නැද්ද glucose? You can feel cool. That is also due to chemical reaction. That is what chemical reactions. Okay, then there are mainly 4 types, but here 5 types of chemical reactions. First one is combination of synthesis reaction. That means like this. Carbon combined with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide. A plus B combined together form a AB complex. And decomposition. Decomposition කියන්නේ තියෙන එක කැඩෙනවා. Okay, so AB compound is decomposed to A plus B. Electroplating. Yeah, it is not a chemical reaction, but wait. Yeah, yeah, it is also a chemical reaction because when we do the electroplating, we are plating a new layer, new metal layer. අපි electroplating කරනකොට අලුත් metal එක උඩින් ගන්නවා. එතකොට ඒකෙදි මේ එයාගේ පෙනුම හරි මොකක් හරි වෙනස් වෙනවා, color එක change වෙනවා. එතකොට එයාගේ metal chemical reaction එකක් වෙලා තියෙනවා. තේරුණාද? රුබිරු පුන්සා. Okay. Then single replacement reaction. That means if there is a combined compound and there is another element, what happens? Due to this element, Yeah. Urea has some reaction. Urea. Yeah. Urea fertilizer. If you put urea fertilizer into water, you will feel cool. It has a chemical reaction because it contains ammonia. Those all have chemical reaction. So single display replacement reaction, if there is a strong element and another there is a compound, sometimes this compound can be decomposed and one of the elements may combine together with the individual atom and form new complex and release one element. දැන් සිංගල් රිප්ලේස්මන්ට් එක කියන්නේ එක එලිමන්ට් එකක් කියන කම්පවුන්ඩ් එකකුත් තියෙනවා කම්පවුන්ඩ් එකෙන් කැඩිලා එලිමන්ට් එකත් එක්ක සෙට් වෙලා සමහරු කම්පවුන්ඩ්ස් හදනවා then the other one is double replacement a b plus c d වෙනවා ඒතර a d වෙලා b c වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් නැත්නම් a c වෙලා b d වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් එහෙම වෙන වෙනම combine වෙනවා combustion reactions this is mainly happen in hydrocarbons oxygen when combustion is occurred it gives carbon dioxide plus water plus energy hydrocarbons this is how combustion happens in the fuels තෙල් ජාති වල එහෙම combustion එක වෙන්නේ එහෙම okay then now we know there are chemical reactions you need to memorize all the things AB විතරයි මතක තියාගන්න තියෙන්නේ AB එකතු වෙලා AB හැදලා AB කැඩිලා A plus B separate වෙනවා A B C වෙනම තිබ්බොත් AB වෙලා C අයින් වෙන්න පුළුවන් නැත්නම් AC වෙලා B අයින් වෙනවා AB CD තිබුණොත් AC BD වෙනත් AD CB වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් ඒ වගේ මතක තියාගන්න මේකේ පහක් තියෙනවා පහේ නම් ටික examples එක මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ you need to memorize all the things with the names and their examples. Okay, then we'll move on to the next session of balancing those chemical reactions. In chemistry and in science, anything in atoms, in chemical reactions, atoms are neither created nor destroyed. We can convert it to someone else, something else. අපිට atoms නැති කරන්නත් බෑ හදන්නත් බෑ as like energy cannot be destroyed or created it can be transported into any other form. Okay, so එතකොට atoms නැති වෙන්නේ නැහැ atoms නැති වෙන්නේත් නැහැ අලුතින් හැදෙන්නෙත් නැහැ තියෙන ටිකම එකකින් තව එකක් බවට convert වෙනවා වෙන විතරයි it is converted to any other else ඒ කියන්නේ හිතන්න chemical equation එකක් ගන්න say for example this one it has two sides no reactants and products reactants contain one carbon atom products also must contain one carbon atom reactants also contain two oxygen there are O2 means there are two oxygen atoms products also contain two oxygen atoms but their formation is different there are the products පැත්තේ තියෙන atoms ගානයි reactants පැත්තේ තියෙන atoms ගානයි එකම so that is what we are doing when balance the chemical equation when we balance the chemical equations the total number of atoms in both sides must be equal. That means total number of atoms in the reaction is equal to total number of products in the product. Okay, that is what we are doing when we balance in the chemical reaction. The chemical reaction balance කරනවා කියන්නේ මහා දෙයක් නෙමෙයි දෙකට සමාන කරනවා. A chemical reaction which depicts the opposites material balance is known as balanced chemical reaction. So there are four rules of balancing chemicals reaction equation. Number of atoms of the reactant side must be equal to the respective number of atoms in the product side. That is what we told. Reactant paddhathiyil atoms tikai, product paddhathiyil atoms tikai saman. Formula of reactants and products must never be changed. Must never be changed to balance to given chemical equation. So that means okay, guys, I think you all can hear me. Uh, Here, formula of reactants and products must never be changed. That means when balancing the equation, that means it cannot be changed. Then, say for example, if one side contain carbon plus oxygen, in another side contain carbon dioxide, we can't write it as another form. As CO plus O. We can't write that like that. Okay. So when we balance in the equations, the formula cannot be changed. A formula එක chemicals වල තියෙන formula එක වෙනස් කරන්න බෑ අපි. All parts of any balanced chemical equations can be divided or multiplied by any number to produce new balanced equation. We will see this one, okay? Then the best balanced equation is the one that has the smallest whole number ratio between the reactants and product. Apita chemicals, when we balance the chemical equations, what we need to do, we can multiply it. But we need to get the smallest ratio among this. We will see it. Okay, these integers, we are used before the formula that is known as the coefficient. These coefficients are expressed as stoichiometric numbers. These are novel, but don't think about it. මේවා අලුත් වෙන්න තියවලට ඒව ගැන හිතන්න එපා. අර අපි equations chemical equations වල දැකලා ඇති ඒක ඉස්සරහින් 6යි 3 6යි O2 10යි O2 5යි H2 එහෙම දාන්න. ඒකේ අංකයට කියන අපි coefficient කියලා. Okay, then there are one is the inspection method, second one is the redox method. Then chemical equations balance කරන විදි දෙකක් තියෙනවා inspection methods. Inspection method is that is the method වැඩි කරොත් කීයද අනිත් පැත්තෙන් බැලුවොත් 3ක් වැඩි කරොත් කීයද එහෙම inspect. When we do the inspection we can do that for the simple equations only. මේ කරන්ට් inspection method එක use කරලා simple balanced equations, simple chemical level equations වලට විතරයි. So first we need to identify the reactants and the products and their physical state. Reactants are in our which hand side? Our left hand side. Reactants in අපේ වම් අත පැත්ත. Products are in our right hand side. Their physical status are written as a subscript in their rightmost corners. Okay, we'll see the example. Okay, this here, see this example H2SO for aqueous. It is written as aqueous. For aqueous is the physical state. Okay, liquid also physical state. Okay. And write the appropriate formula and the unbalanced chemical equation. Say for example, it is we need to balance reactants are when H2SO4 reacts with sodium hydroxide, it forms sodium sulfate plus water. It is the unbalanced chemical equation. Okay, it is the first step. First we need to write අපිට මුලින්ම ලියා ගන්න ඕනි products ටිකයි reactants ටිකයි unbalanced උනාට කමක් නැහැ. Then second one, balanced equation by inspection, starting with the elements which appears at least number of places. අඩුම elements ගානක් තියෙන තැනින් පටන් ගන්න. එකද දෙකද දැන් hydrogen H2. Say for example, hydrogen, if we think about not the hydrogen, if we think about oxygen, there are 5 oxygen in left hand side. In right hand side also 5 oxygen. Hydrogen, there are 2 hydrogen. Left hand side or 2 hydrogen. Now there are 3 hydrogen, but in right hand side it's 2 hydrogen. So when we think of balancing, we need to think about the least number in one side. So here left hand side, so 1 sodium, here 2 sodium. So what we need to do, we will make this sodium, least sodium into 2. මේ අඩුවෙන් ඉන්න පැත්තේ එකනට අපි දෙකක් දාගන්න. එයා එක තැනක විතරනේ present වෙන්නේ. Therefore coefficient is 2. Then it is automatically balanced, I think. Then sodium, 2 sodium. Then think about others. Here hydrogen 2 plus 1 3. Here 2. Now we convert here the reactants. Reactant side sodium as 2. That means here also 2 into S2. That means left hand side now. See the step 2. Step දෙක බලන්න. ඒකේ left hand side එකේ දැන් ඔක්කොම hydrogen 4ක් තියෙනවා. හැබැයි right hand side එකේ only 2 hydrogen atoms present. So we can write the coefficient 2 in front of H2O. Then check all the atoms. Now left hand side there are 4 hydrogen, right hand side also 4 hydrogen. Sulfur, there is 1 sulfur, left hand side, right hand side also 1. Oxygen 4, 5, 6, right hand side also 6. Okay, that is how we are writing the chemical equation. Okay, there is another example also. Okay. Here also, there are reactants of nitrogen and hydrogen, ammonia. Think about the least number of element. It is the nitrogen now, but in one side it is 1, another side 2. So first what we need to do, to the least side, to equalize the number of nitrogen in both sides, we will multiply it by 2. Then nitrogen is, in step 2, nitrogen is balanced now, but hydrogen, it is 6. 3 into 2 hydrogen, 6 hydrogen atoms. But in left hand side only 2. So we will multiply it 3. Now it is balanced. Okay, did you get it, guys? I will give you another example. Balance this and send me. How to balance this one? With this, I will wind up today's session because here in my area it is in heavy rains with thunderstorms. So that is why I am going to wind up. So please do this. So check both sides. Least number of atom is oxygen. It is in right hand side. It is 1. But in left hand side it is 2. So what we need to do? We need to make it to 2. If you didn't understand, please let me know. එතකොට අඩුවෙන්ම තියෙන ඇටම් එක බලනවා. ඒක මුලින්ම බැලන්ස් කරලා ඉන්නවා. ඕකේ? අඩුවෙන්ම තියෙන්නේ ඔක්සිජන්, ඒක තියෙන්නේ right hand side එකේ. ඊට පස්සේ අපි අනිත් පැත්ත බලනවා. අනිත් පැත්ත තියෙන්නේ දකුණු පැත්තනේ. දකුණු වම් පැත්තනේ. left hand side එකේ බලන ඔක්සිජන් එතන තියෙනවා දෙන්නේ. එතකොට මොකද කරන්නේ? අපි මෙයාව okay. Okay, you all understood. So, මොකද කරන්නේ? මෙතන දෙකක් ඉන්නවා. ඒතර අපි මෙතෙන්ට මුලින්ම දෙක දාමු. Okay, then oxygen are balanced. Now we need to balance hydrogen. Here in the right hand side, it's 4 hydrogen. Here also we need to multiply it by 2. We can do this for very simple equations only. Okay, we can't do that for very minor, very complex equations. We cannot do this. Okay, so and the another example. Okay, this one. Okay, balance this one. Okay, do this. Check the least number first. Okay, good, Ravishka, you are correct. So there is 1 oxygen atom. There are 2. So first we need to balance the oxygen. We can balance the sodium. If we even balance it, the whole equation won't be balanced. So first we will balance this one. This is 2. Then now it is 2 oxygen. Oxygen are balanced. Then 2 into 2, 4. Did you get it, guys? Nimesh, it is wrong, Puta, because in left hand side, hatarak tiyanani sa audience. Okay, others. Okay. So with this, I will wind up today's session. If you have any doubts, please let me know, because the another one is I won't be able to finish it within 1 hour or 40 minutes. It is very lengthy part because of it is it is related to the oxidation number. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. I will send the lecture notes later. Later means today night or tomorrow morning. Okay. Then good luck, guys. I'll wind up this session now. Okay. You're welcome, Puta. Okay, then I'll wind up this session. Please remember about the assignment number 1. Try maximum to get the maximum marks. Okay. Each marks will be counted for your grades. Hama mark එකක්ම ඔයාලගේ grade එකට වටිනවා. ඒ හින්දා assignment එක හරියටම කරන්න පුතා ලකුණු 100 ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් 100ම ගන්න. So okay. මහන්සි වෙලා කරන්න assignment එක. Okay, bye.